Going live.
Okay, sorry, live. Hi, everyone. Oh,
hey!
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Who's here?
Happy Sunday. We literally, can you guys see the spot on his forehead?
No.
We literally, are you guys going to say hi? Oh, don't step on that. That's very special.
Cool.
In fact, you guys
I
haven't
don't even know if
seen
we've
that.
shown the kids that. Hey, Taylor guy.
Say hi.
How's it going?
Hi.
Hey, Kim.
What are we
Kim
doing?
guy.
Felix says,
What's
what
up?
You know what? We actually don't need you two here for this today.
If you.
But you guys can say hello.
You're welcome to say hi.
Hello. Hey,
What's up?
we just don't tell them what. Okay, don't tell them what. We just got something.
A surprise.
A surprise. Tune in tomorrow for our vlog.
Don't tell them.
It's like smaller than a car, but bigger than like a big grocery haul.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty excited about it. This is gonna be so awesome. So
Taylor guy and Kim guy, are you guys related?
Oh yeah, look at you.
Hey Janice, hey Stephanie. Welcome. So good to see you guys.
Happy Sunday. Is everybody having a good Sunday? We're like sweating. So what I was saying before I got distracted, we literally ran in the house like 4 minutes ago, and I did something besides the large purchase. I did something else, and our couches are gone. So stay tuned for that as well.
No more couches.
Literally, we have nowhere to sit. We were sitting on a love sack. So that's fun. Oh look, Kim guy and Taylor guy, our mom and daughter.
Kim guy is my mom. Cool.
Oh, awesome. Well, hello to both of you. So you're watching in different rooms, or do you guys live together?
That's
Missy,
awesome.
Zara, Sherry, Kim, Micah. You guys, hi.
It's so good to see you guys.
Tina and Asia.
You guys having a good weekend? Hopefully you're having a great weekend.
Same room. They're watching the same room. You guys are so awesome. I love that.
Oh, that's cool.
And hey from, okay, so I've wanted to know this. DG Mills, what is your first name? Whenever I write back to you, I'm like, who is DG? I don't know.
Is it like JD, like me?
That's what I was going to ask. Is it like JD, DG, or does it stand for something?
Good. I hope, amazing weekend, Missy says.
And Olga, hi.
What have you guys done? Anything fun? Hopefully today, this weekend's been kind of low-key for us. Dan.
Yeah,
hey, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Now
I knew that. I knew it was Dan.
You knew?
He responds on our Facebook comments and stuff.
Oh, under Dan?
Yep.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't know to link them.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I talk to people here and there, and it takes me a while to realize, oh, that's the same person because the handles are different.
Yeah. Oh, Rebecca. Hey, the van is great. Oh my gosh, it is so nice.
My goodness, you guys.
The van
literally
looks immaculate. It is so nice.
In fact,
tell Jason thank you.
Yes, and the kids got brownies at church, and I was like,
we don't eat in the van.
You eat those brownies in the van,
There's no more eating going on in the van. Who lets their kids eat in the van? Because it's bad.
My kids didn't just eat in the van. I bought a bag of puffed Cheetos. And the kids took them out of the groceries before I even knew it. I carried all the groceries in, didn't even know they were back there. And they got trampled. So they got opened wrong, spilled on the floor, and trampled.
I opened just like in the back.
So there was like literally a layer of Cheeto puff like this thick in the back of my van. It was so bad. Yeah. So you guys stay tuned for tomorrow's vlog. We got a lot of things going on in tomorrow's vlog. Yeah. The van has literally never looked so good. Thank you, Jason. Oh my
goodness. It's like a brand new van.
Yeah, it really is. Yes. Hey, Muffets. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining in.
Oh my gosh, Kate. Me and Kenzie Moffat were talking yesterday. Did you guys see my thing on Instagram about Beckham protecting his sisters? She was saying the cutest thing about her son, saying, putting the kid in like a headlock, a head throw. I don't know what that is. I assume it's like a headlock because he was going to go after, going after his little sister. And I was like, that makes me so proud. Like seeing Beckham protect his sisters. Oh, nice. Love it. So, all right. Well, should we get started?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of need Dad's full attention. You want to go with Bubba for a minute?
No, she just wants
to come with me. All right. Okay. So this is like my favorite topic in the world. Right? Because, so I remember going to seminary. For those of you that don't know what seminary is, it's like for 4 years I went. Each year we studied a different like book of gospel. And anyways, so as part of that, one day we were talking about marriage. And I remember my seminary teacher saying like, there's no soulmates. That's not a thing. You could be happy with lots of people. And I was like, false. I have a soulmate. I'm going to find him and I'm going to love him like crazy. And lo and behold, there he is. There he is. No, but really, so I remember going up to him after and saying, and this is like the most important thing. So I want to like get us out of the meeting. He said this. There might not be soulmates, but there's definitely people that you can do better with than others. So he said, some people you have like, the husband has 5 great qualities and the wife has 5 great qualities. And together they have 10 great qualities. And there's other people who the wife brings 5 great qualities, the husband brings 5 great qualities, and they multiply. And they have 25 great qualities. And so he was like, Michelle, if you are really stuck on the soulmate thing, you need to find someone you multiply with instead of add with. And so that's what I was always looking for. Like, you know, as I dated and stuff, I was like, well, there's plenty of guys that are like, yeah, I could make this work. But I was looking for someone I could multiply with. And when I found JD, like, we really didn't date that long. We knew that it was.
We'll tell that story.
Yes. So keep asking questions. Yeah. We can definitely answer them and add in as we're talking about it. So we met. You want to talk?
So where did you guys get married at? We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So start where we met.
Hey, Sam, what's up? Okay, so we met at school. So I was going, well, she went to BYU, Idaho. I had just got home off of my LDS mission. So I served in Managua, Nicaragua for 2 years. And then I came home and literally like 5 days later, I started school. So I went up.
5 days. Can you imagine having your son gone for 2 years?
And then I moved away. So I went to school. It was only an hour away, but still, it was probably pretty hard on my mom. But so I went to school to BYU, Idaho. And so for those who don't know, that's a religious school. So we have like get-togethers and we, you know, have something that's called a ward. So Michelle was technically in my ward. So it's like a neighborhood meeting group, right? So we met, and first off, I saw her and I thought she was dang hot. Like she was looking good. She was looking real good. And so for me, I love sports, and she was wearing these Michael Jordan earrings. So that number one, like, caught my eye. Like I was like, wow, she is hot and she is cool, you know. And so number one, I was like, wow, that's awesome. And anyway, so we had this little get together, everybody kind of just to meet each other and stuff that were in the ward. And we started playing games, and I kind of had my eye on her, like throughout the games, right? So I was trying to like get in the same group as her. And so we played this game. It was called like the human pretzel, I think. Mm-hmm. So we each like crossed our arms and like grabbed a hand, and we all tried to like
You try to
untangle yourselves. So I, of course, like spotted Michelle, and I had to like get in the area of her, and I grabbed her hand.
First time we held hands, guys.
Yeah, 5 seconds in. I moved real quick. And anyway, so like I found her hand and started doing it and whatever, like we untangled and everything, and I touched her hand. And
no, it's funny though, because we got untangled and I arranged for him too. So it was us and one other girl in this group, and then the whole other group. So normally when you do that, everyone's connected somehow. But we had just formed our own little group over here. And so it was so that was the first time we held hands, I guess.
Yep.
And the first time that we like really saw each other. But I actually had seen he spoke in church. And that was the first time I had seen him. And then I met him at that thing. But you know, my first words to him, so he was introducing himself. And he said he's from Highland, which was my rival high school. And this was the first thing he heard me say was, ew, gross. Like I was kidding.
It was like, ew, gross.
I was kidding, but that was my first words he heard me speak were, ew, gross. So, you know, it was a good thing
she was good looking.
Good thing I recovered.
That I liked her.
Yes. So then we didn't really talk or see each other for a month or two.
Yeah.
Probably.
What? Month or two?
Maybe a month. Maybe
like try like a couple weeks, if that.
Anyways. Yeah. And then so I always worked out the same time, and then I would go study in the Heart Gym, like it's like the big stadium gym, basketball gym. And I would go sit on the bleachers in there, and I could kind of like watch the basketball, and then I could do my homework. And because when I studied in the library, so many friends would come in and out, I'd get distracted. So the gym was like my safe place, and I would put my headphones on, listen to piano guys, and get my work done. So for days, I'm watching him, and I recognize him from church, and I see him, and he's like really, really good at basketball. And that was like high on my priority list at the time. I mean,
hashtag priorities.
No, that's a good thing he has other ones too. So one day I'm sitting there, and I'm like, if he makes the next 10 three-pointers in a row, I'm going to go talk to him. Because like for days I've been wanting to talk to him. So I go, and sure enough, he just nothing but net. All 10 threes, and I'm like, I have to go talk to him. So I sat there, still to myself for like 15 minutes, getting up the courage. So I went down there, and I was like,
I'm so glad I made those 10 threes.
Good thing basketball is an integral part of our marriage. So I went down there and just was like, hey, JD. And he came over, and I asked him what
but this is the best part. Yeah. So, can I tell it?
Yes, you can tell it.
Okay, so then she asked what we were doing for our activity tonight. And I was like, I'm actually not sure what we're doing. And let me get your number, and I will text you what we're going to be doing tonight. So, because
smooth.
No, actually, let me give me your number, because I didn't have my phone because I was playing basketball. Yeah. So I said, why don't you call me? So then I'll have your number, and then I'll let you know what we're doing that night. So that's how I got her number to begin with, which was super sly on my part. Man, I was spitting off game.
He was
like crazy. 5 days off my mission.
Sweaty game everywhere.
Yeah. Super newbie. Just return off my mission. Yeah, I was goofy.
He did have a goofy haircut.
I still am goofy,
but you're my goofy though. Yeah. Nope, it was great. So then I actually didn't even end up going. He texted me what we were doing that night. I actually didn't end up going because I had a boyfriend at the time, and he wanted to hang out. So we kind of like eventually we started hanging out through church activities. And then we would like study every now and then together, and it just kind of started growing. And then we kept like breaking up because I had this boyfriend, and he was going on so many dates. Because one day I was walking down.
What are you talking about?
I was walking down the sidewalk to go to his apartment, and these girls in our ward called me into their apartment, and they were like, we know you're spending a lot of time with him, and we want you to know that he's a player and all this stuff. And I was like, it's okay, I actually have a boyfriend, like no big deal.
I was letting everybody know I'm just dating to have a good time. Like,
yes.
I'm not exclusively dating somebody. Like we're just, I'll take you on dates, whatever. It was fun. Like we just had a good time.
Yes. So we kept trying to like break up over and over again because like we shouldn't spend so much time together. And I mean, that would literally last less than a day. I don't think any of them ever lasted over a day. Yeah. And so then finally, he was really respectful. And the day I broke up with my boyfriend, he kissed me like an hour
Booyah!
later. So that was in March.
Which technically we were like dating on and off for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And she wanted to kiss me. I wanted to kiss her for like 2 months, really. Okay,
it was like,
let's just be honest right now.
2 days.
But I'm so glad that everybody's loving this. I'm like seeing all these comments coming in.
I'll read the comments when we're done. I feel like I'm like
I know, I feel bad
in this.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sorry though. But yes, so that was in March. So we met at the beginning of January. That was in March that we officially started dating. And he kissed me the day we started dating because we've been together every day for like a month and a half. And then we were together nonstop. So I'm actually from the town that BYU Idaho is in. And so I was still living at home. I like always felt this like need, now knowing that everything has gone how it has, I always felt this need to get my education and get it now. Like I got my 4-year degree, like my bachelor's in like two and a little bit, because I got some credits in high school, 2 years and a little bit. And then I got my master's the following year. So in like 4 years, I had done all the way to my master's. And now knowing like, because I was going to marry this guy and put him through school, So
she was my sugar mama while I was going through school. Yeah.
But so I was living at home. So he spent every day like at my house, getting to know my family, which was so important to me because like it was really, I'm really, really close with my family, and it was so great to see like them get to know him.
Yeah, I got to know him really well.
Before, and it wasn't like this awkward like, when's the first time he's going to meet my parents? Maybe he's going to ask my dad. It was like, he had an established relationship with everyone in my family, which I loved.
I really did.
Loved.
Yeah.
So that was, I met your family the first time in April. That was like an extended weekend, go home and meet the family, and that was really nervous.
And the first time she saw my brother, she actually thought it was me.
Oh, yes, Derek from Meet the Millers.
Yeah.
That is the first time I met Derek. I literally, they were both wearing a hat, and I walked up behind him. That's a whole nother fun story about our first date. We should tell that.
We could, another time.
Yes, you guys need to hear about our first date too, because that was fun. But I did. I went up to Derek and tapped him on the shoulder, and it was not JD.
Me.
So yeah, that was good. Oh,
right,
but
so
since
now,
then,
yeah.
I've hugged many brothers thinking they were JD.
Yeah.
There's just too many of them running around.
Maybe touch their tushies and
No!
stuff too. Just kidding.
Why I keep them around. Okay, so then
I
we
don't
got.
think there's any been tushies been touched.
There has not been. Okay, so then we got engaged in. Oh, this is why we're doing this today. Thursday was our 9-year engagement.
Which is weird to keep track of your engagement, but
do you want to know why I know?
But it's been kind of a fun thing for us.
I know because of this.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to tell you about this. Can I tell the story?
Sure.
The best part. Stay tuned. Okay. Clearly, I really love this. So it was the end of the semester, and our semesters were weird because they fit 3 in a year instead of 2. And so it was like in the middle of July. And my family had all driven down to Las Vegas for my brother's basketball tournament. So JD was going to put me on a plane, and then my parents were going to pick me up in Vegas. I had to finish finals. So I remember before we left, we were talking about like getting married, and I was a little nervous. And he's like, well, you need to know now. No clue that we were about to get engaged. And I'm like, of course I want to marry you.
Yeah, right. I mean, we looked at rings and stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, we had looked for sure. We were getting married.
Like we were talking dates and stuff.
Yes. So he puts me on a plane. And I'm like, what am I doing? Of course, this is like the man 100%, like he's better than me, for sure. Like, I am marrying up. No doubt about it.
Today's opposite day.
So we go to Vegas. The tournament, it's like 3 days into the tournament. Sunday comes, we're sitting in Sacrament. And I distinctly remember trying on my mom's wedding ring in Sacrament, sitting next to her and just kind of contemplating and looking at a ring on my hand. And she whispered, like, what would you want your ring to look like? And I was like, I think I'd want it to look really similar to yours. Like, white gold was really popular 9 years ago. And I was like, I want a gold ring. Like, it just is. And anyways, we decided to go drive around the temple in Las Vegas. I had never seen it before. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints had a temple there as well. So we went there, drove around, and my dad's like, well, let's get out and walk for a little bit. Which I thought was weird because it was like 120 degrees.
It really was like 115, 120.
It was like hazy.
It was really hot that day.
So we take a couple pictures, and I remember looking behind me, and through the haze, seeing this guy that looks like JD, and I'm like, that guy looks like JD. And I like turned back around, and then I heard somebody like say my name, and I looked around, and I was like, this is JD. And like right away, I'm like, oh my gosh, like. And I was just shocked. What are you doing here? And like, is he gonna propose? And like, does my family know you're here? And like, what is going on? So he like leads me over to this picnic he had, and there was this blanket down, and like chocolate covered rose or strawberries and like chocolatey eclairs, all this yummy stuff. And we go through the whole little picnic, and he doesn't propose, and I'm like,
booyah! Keep her guessing. Keep her guessing,
like,
guys.
Devastated. I'm like,
you gotta keep her guessing.
Propose. Like, what in the world? So my dad's like, hey, like, we gotta go get to Taylor's game. And I'm like, is he coming with us? And he's like, yeah, he's coming with us. So he comes, and he's like, hey, Shell, like, he's packing stuff in the cooler, and he's like, will you get the blanket for me? So I like kneel down, and I start folding up the blanket. And you guys, he's amazing. So as I lift up the blanket, I see this.
You're all scooted out a little bit so she can see it.
Okay, I'm gonna see it.
Everybody can see it.
I see
so that's,
this.
Don't mind the mess, but
it's so messy.
But this is the blanket. So I had got pictures from us dating and ironed them on to this white blanket.
Look how cute!
And so we've got a bunch of pictures of us just while we were dating.
No, that's the day you told me you love me's here. Where are those?
Is it? I don't know.
This is like our first date.
We were young and
crazy. So then I lift it up, and it says this right here. In the middle, it says, Jonathan, I'm like shaking. I feel like I'm telling the story for the first time all over again. It says Jonathan Douglas Mower and Amanda Michelle Groom engaged to be sealed for time and all eternity on Sunday, the 25th day of July, 2010. And I'm like holding it up like this, right?
Hopefully she says yes.
I know, so I'm like holding it up like this and I drop it and he's like kneeling down on one knee right as I put it down and I'm like dying. So yeah, so he put the ring on my finger and what did I didn't answer or something? I just pulled you up and started kissing you?
Yeah, she pulled me up like before I could even put the ring on her finger. She pulled me up and had her arms super tight around my neck.
It was great.
And she was, crying and laughing and giggly and I was like, does that mean yes?
Yes.
And she said, yes.
It was so fantastic.
Yeah.
And then he spent the rest of the trip with my family. Yeah, and we drove home as far as the airport and then we got your car.
Yeah.
Because you had flown out from Salt Lake.
So I had flown, from Salt Lake. Was that Salt Lake or Idaho Falls? I don't remember. But I flew from Salt Lake to Las Vegas. My aunt picked me up, and literally, like, I almost didn't make it to make it there in time. So I'm like texting her while my aunt is driving me to the temple, and I'm like trying to figure out where she's at, and she's like asking me what I'm doing and where I'm at. I'm like, yeah, church is good, you know.
Are you also texting my mom too?
Yes, texting her mom, like say like, oh, you need to take a detour because we're not going to make it on time.
Oh,
and my aunt's
so
like
great.
just booking it up there. And I hadn't seen my aunt in like years either. So I felt like super bad because I had asked this favor. And yeah, she literally like just dropped me off and I had to like run. And of course I like talked to her after and stuff on the phone and everything and thanked her. But so I had literally like just run over to the grass, spread open the blanket, threw down the stuff. And as soon as I did that, I see them pulling up into the parking lot, and I'm like, I got down, like I swear she saw me. I was like,
I wasn't looking for him.
I just ruined this whole thing. Like she saw me, they drove right past. I'm like, dang it! And finally, like I was like kind of down below a hill, so she couldn't really see it. Yeah, we'll post some pictures on our Instagram. But anyway, and. So they come around the corner and I like poke my head up and I see her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to do this. Clue. Like I am going to engage, like ask I'm going to engage on you, you know. And I had my sights on her from day one. But anyway, it was like the most amazing day. It was awesome. Super hot though. And I was nervous as all could be. So I'm like sweating because I'm nervous. And I'm sweating because it was 115 degrees in Vegas.
Literally the haze is like,
guys,
so
it was
real.
Amazing.
Yes. But I rarely get surprised. Like I am always pretty sure what my presents are going to be. And I always know like, oh, he's probably going to surprise me home from work early today. I was shocked. No clue. The one and most biggest surprise of mine.
Well, who just flies to Vegas to surprise you?
Yeah, no, that was like.
I tried to stealth mode, and she had no idea I had the ring and all that. Like I had it.
Oh yeah, I had no clue he had the ring, and it was the ring, the exact ring I wanted. It's beautiful. I love it, and it's funny because 2 hours earlier when I was singing in church trying on my mom's ring, I had no clue.
Her mom knew though.
Yes, I know my mom.
They played it off well.
My dad, when we got there was like this storybook in the gutter.
Oh yeah.
And I remember my dad making a huge deal about the storybook in the gutter. Like, Michelle, look at this. And he's like you should look through it and like having you look through all the pages.
It's true. He probably didn't know how I was gonna do it. He probably thought that was part of me, like of my proposal.
Right. It had just fallen out of somebody's car, and he like totally. We went through every page of the storybook. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
But yes. Yeah. Okay. So that is our story, and this is getting long. So
I know, and I feel bad, guys. And there's so many comments we got to respond to. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay, this is fun. Guys, thanks for letting us just chat.
Yes.
And keep this for posterity's sake.
Hello for everyone. Sorry.
Hi to all of you guys. Yes, you might need to go higher up.
So many highs.
Okay.
So fly fan.
You guys are so sweet.
90s. Mike O'Connor. Hey. Bonnie, hey. So many fun.
Yes, you guys are so sweet. I'm glad you're loving this story too because we love it.
Yeah, Moffats, I'm freaking dying.
It was pretty great. And really, it's, you guys, if any of you are not married out there or looking for your person, I just cannot iterate enough that like life is really hard. It's not that marriage is hard, it's that life is hard. And so you need to find someone who is going to be there, like in for it for the long haul.
True.
And the times when, you know, things aren't super great between us, I know that like, I know he's a good man. And I know deep down that like where his values are. And so it's comforting, you know, to know that. And that thing I said about multiplying and not just adding, so important. So anyways, yes, JD's so creative for sure. Penis is so creative. And Sam says,
JD's such a romantic. Yes.
Yes. Oh, Andrea says now that's way.
I'm like way into chick flicks and stuff.
Yeah, actually,
I'm gonna be honest.
A little bit more to chick flicks than I am, but it pays nice. And Bonnie says how romantic. Oh, it just popped to the bottom.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. And Derek Cabri's here. Hi guys.
Hey, what's up? Meet the Millers.
And Augustus wants us to do more challenge videos.
Deal.
All right, always.
Yeah, what do you guys like to see? More challenges, more vlog?
Yes.
I think we've done a lot of vlog lately.
It's been back and forth.
Which is hard to tell. Like, views have been down a little bit, but yeah, I don't know if you guys want to see more.
Yeah, let us know.
More vlogs.
Look, Kim says she's been married for 31 years. Oh, so is Tina.
Congrats.
31 to both of you.
Wow.
That is awesome. That really is. We are
coming up on 9.
No, we are coming up on 9, but we are just grateful for good examples like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, let's see. Yes, we are almost at 2,000 subs.
Yes.
Buddy says we're almost at 2,000 subs. We're excited about that. The last couple hundred
Thank you guys.
But yes, thank you.
Yeah, we went from like 1,000 to 1,800 super fast, and then the last 200 have just been like, slower.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh.
Tabby says she wants to see me burn the shirt you wear on Melting This.
Tabby.
I want to know is, would it smell like hair? That's my question.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, head over to Melting This. Check it out. JD has
search in
there's a couple
Melting
weird
This
things that JD's notorious for. One of them is a gross hair belly.
Oh, it's awesome. So, Sherry, no. She says, yes, burn it.
Look, Olga says
25 years.
That's
Congrats.
Awesome. Oh, and
met my husband on a blind date, and we have been married for 25 years. That is awesome. So cool, Virginia.
Okay, I want to show them this really quick.
Thanks.
Okay, so this is a picture that hangs on our wall.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I want to show you, this is so funny.
Guys, I don't know what we were thinking. This is like before Pinterest and like social media.
Because social media was just coming out.
Yeah.
But Pinterest wasn't out yet. But it dropped like a year later. So weddings went from like
went from like the old style wedding to
like pin traffic.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word.
It's bad. It's bad.
Look at this. This
Check
is
out
so
my
funny
suit,
to me.
guys. Check out my suit. I am straight up like rocking it. I am I'm a mob boss. So you can just call me mob boss.
This is like the funny thing.
I don't know. You can't really see it because it's really fun. But I've got black pinstripes. Like thin pinstripes, guys.
So funny.
So now we're looking back at it. It's like,
so funny.
But Michelle did want me to have a hot pink black tie or a black shirt.
That was a horrible idea. Oh my goodness,
our colors were not super great.
No, the pink, black, and white was fine.
Just
It's the fact that you look every morning when I wake up.
Even though everybody loves it. Thank you guys. Thank you.
It's sweet. It's just funny because every time when I look at it, I'm like, did I marry like someone from the mafia? Like
pretty much.
Funny.
I'm just straight up rocking the mob boss.
Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Buddy Blue says, hey, Pay.
You guys say hi. Hey, are you guys glad Mom and Dad got married?
Yeah.
I sure am.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
are you
Buddy
glad
Blue
that
says, hey, Beckham.
Wait, who's Beckham?
Beckham.
Oh.
That's Beckham, your brother? Yeah.
You're saying hi to you.
I thought somebody was like, name Beckham, and they were saying hi.
That would be
Yeah.
Yes. Anyways.
Well,
that was a good laugh. I needed a good laugh like that. That's fun. Missy says hi. Can you guys say hi?
Say hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Oh, look.
Oh, my goodness.
Janica says she loves our collab with Meet the Millers. It was so fun.
Nice.
Also, we got Rob.
Janice, not Janica.
Oh, sorry. It really is so small. I wish they knew how small and far away it was. Why are we doing feet?
I don't know.
This is
like
kind of how I felt
over.
in church today, except for JD wasn't here, so everyone was crawling on me. Olga wants to know what we got married in the Rexburg Temple.
Rexburg, Idaho.
Yep, the Rexburg, Idaho Temple.
I was born there.
Not in the temple, but in Rexburg.
She was born in Rexburg.
Yes.
Beckham and Palmer were born in Ogden.
Yep.
Dada.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
all
surprised.
right. You guys, thanks for letting us just romanticize. It's fun to tell it and remember, like, you know.
What else? Don't punch the computer.
But to remember, like,
oh,
it is a special kind of love, and I just don't want to take it lightly, you know?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that. So
the SoFly family, we live in Ogden, Utah.
Yeah.
Where are you guys living?
Yep, Ogden.
Thanks for sharing.
And Missy, you're welcome for sharing. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
And like, I love that we have this sound that our kids can go back and listen when they want to hear about how mom and dad, you know, because I want this kind of love for this kid and that kid and the kid sleeping.
Live on purpose.
Where's Palmer? Palmer is sleeping.
She takes naps right now.
And they're so,
Yeah.
Her naps are either 3 minutes or 6 hours.
Yeah. What's up, Jason Moore? Thank you. Thanks for the great story. Yes. Where's
Don't get it.
Okay, I think we should
I don't
say.
get why dad.
All right, I want to be the one speaking.
Oh, well, Peyton was saying something.
Okay, I want Peyton to do it.
I did not understand why dad pie face mom in the face because I see it.
We will.
That's true.
You know what? If
we'll
you do not know why he pied me in the face, you should go watch that one because our 10-year challenge talks about why you pied me in the face.
Go look up the video 10-year challenge.
And Peyton put him in the face.
Yeah.
I pied it.
So
okay,
wait,
guys,
real quick. So if you want to know, hold on, Betty. If you want to know more, like other stories, things like that, comment in the below so we can see what you want to see next.
Will we see these comments? Comment on the actual video.
We'll see these, but comment on the actual video.
Okay.
It's just easier for us to see. And then give it a like if you liked hearing the story. If you didn't like it, don't like it. But then most of all, like, what else do you want to see in the next live? That's my question.
In the lives? That's a good question.
Like, because we just want to do what you guys want us to do. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you want to see in the next live, what you want to see in the next videos, that type of thing. If you like more challenges, whatever. Yeah. So
I want to know the bouncy ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can
Hey, you guys, thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Love you.
Have a great week.
You say bye?
And bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.